Hello everyone, today we're going to be jumping back into Explorer with a Rally the Ancestors deck. So Rally the Ancestors is going to let us return each creature card with mana value X or less from our graveyard to the battlefield, but we are going to have to exile those creatures at the beginning of our next upkeep. So how do we get around this exile effect and get recurring value? Well, we need a way to sacrifice our entire board once it comes back to the battlefield. And we have that in the form of Woe Strider. Woe Strider is going to let us sacrifice all of our creatures, scry a whole bunch. And then how are we going to actually win? We have Zulaport Cutthroat. This is going to cause our opponent to lose life whenever a creature we control dies. We also have Cruel Celebrant doing the same thing. And Corpse Knight on the ETB is going to cause each opponent to lose 1 life for all of our creatures. Our early game plan is fairly simple. We're going to play out a whole bunch of cheap creatures. Then we'll either use Diabolic Intent to tutor for Rally the Ancestors, or we'll have Rally the Ancestors in hand and be able to cast it after our board has been killed, bringing everything back and draining our opponent a whole bunch. If you guys have any ideas for a deck you'd like to see me play next, why don't you go ahead and leave that as a comment down below, and if you enjoy the content, make sure you like and subscribe. Let's go ahead and see how this does. Alright, this looks like a pretty good starting hand. We're going to go ahead and keep. We have Rally the Ancestors in hand, and we've got some early game plays. Let's start with the Stitcher Supplier. Alright, got some more creatures in the graveyard. So this is looking good so far. I'm going to hang on to Diabolic Intent. We don't need it just yet. Alright, opponent plays out Favored Hoplite. Let's go ahead and play out our Cutthroat. No need to attack. We'll keep the Stitcher Supplier back as a blocker. Alright. Looking good. No attacks. Play out a Serrated Scorpion. And then we're actually going to go ahead and sacrifice our Stitcher Supplier here. There's a Woe Strider in the graveyard. With Woe Strider in the graveyard, I think we're honestly just going to take a land here. Because we would have looked for the Woe Strider there, but we do have it, and we'll be able to get it back with Rally the Ancestors. Hitting our land drops is going to be important. We've got a pretty big graveyard as well. Alright. This is fine so far. It's always good to see our opponents using Trample early. We can take the 6 damage here. Yep. Alright, now it's 10. 10 is still a lot, but we're okay taking that. We can gain some life off our Scorpion, but we won't yet. We still have next turn to survive, so next turn we'll use our blockers. Get ready for Rally. Ideally, we're going to see a land. And there we go, that's the land. Let's go ahead and play out our other Scorpion. No attacks, end the turn. And we're going to want to block across the board this turn. All of our creatures in the graveyard, that's going to be ideal for us. And let's see what we're going to have. 3 more. That's 8 on the enters. We have at least 16 damage next turn. 17, 18. It'll be 20 with this. Okay, +4/+4 and trample. We can block this down to 9. So we will just block out. Now our opponent's probably thinking that this is a good trade. This was not a phenomenal trade for them. Looks good. On to my turn. Now, Rally the Ancestors is an instant, so we are going to wait till their turn. Yep. And here we go. Surprise. We got a lot of things returning now. I didn't quite do the math, but this should be the game for us. Okay. Opponent at 3. Yep, this is 100% the game. Okay. Opponent's deciding if they want to do anything. We can just sacrifice our Scorpions to Woe Strider. But with the Cutthroat and the Celebrant, we don't even have to do that. We can sacrifice any other creatures as well. Yep, that's fine. Let's go ahead, sacrifice you, scry 1. And we've got it! Alright, off to a great start. Alright, this looks like a great starting hand. We're gonna go ahead and keep. Start by shocking in our land, say hello back to the opponent. Mill some cards. And already our graveyard's starting to fill up with some good creatures. Okay. Opponent plays a blue land. Let's move to combat. Start by swinging out. Opponent's not gonna flash anything in. I'm gonna play the Cruel Celebrant here. That's fine, back in the hand. Slow and steady. Our opponent's playing Mill. This is going to be absolutely amazing for us. We missed land drop. That's okay. Hopefully they don't read what Rally the Ancestors does. Doesn't seem like they care too much. Alright. We just want to see our lands. I'm gonna prioritize Diabolic Intent for our Rally. Actually gonna do that now while our opponent's tapped out. Okay. Now that we have Rally in hand, it's just going to be about finding lands. As long as we can get enough lands to cast our Rally before we get milled out, we're going to be in a great spot. Now, Tasha's is going to be a little brutal for us. We have a lot of cheap cards in this deck. Here's another land, though. Corpse Knight. Corpse Knight. No attacks. Opponent's down at 14. Put a stop on our upkeep. Our opponent did say good game here, but it's not quite over yet. We have a very full graveyard. So let's just take a quick look-see. We haven't drawn our card yet. It might be enough damage. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, good game indeed. We're gonna go ahead and say the good game back. We don't need a deck to play this. Good game! And here we go. This looks good to me. Rally in hand. A bunch of small creatures. So now our main goal here is just going to be to fill up the graveyard. Let's start with a Shambling Ghast. Okay. Go ahead, shock this in. Move to combat first. We're gonna play out the Cruel Celebrant. We went for the 2-mana card here because our opponent's presenting blue. A little scared of counterspells. So if they do have a counterspell, we have 2 spells we can cast next turn instead. Okay. Go to combat, swing out. There's 2 damage. Let's start with the Butler here. Surely there's no need for them to counter a 1-2. Alright. Opponent has Impulse. Slowly just gonna fill up that graveyard. Okay, well, opponent's tapped out. So let's go ahead, play the Woe Strider. Move to combat. Let's swing. See what our opponent chooses for blocks. That's fine. Let's go ahead, sacrifice. We're gonna make a treasure. Land on top, looks good to me. Opponent's down at 14. Let's go ahead and end the turn here. We're getting close. So let's see, if we sacrifice everything here... Okay. Opponent has Shark Typhoon. Do have to tap out for that, though. Let's just do some quick math here. If we cast for 2, we get back 3, 4, 5 creatures. So that's gonna be 5 damage. Then 7 damage. 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, let's shock this in. I believe that this is gonna be enough. Okay, don't need a land on top. Decline, because we need that in the graveyard. This on top is fine. Okay. Play this for 2. Bring everything back. Rinse, repeat. That's fine. That's fine. No mill necessary. And we've got it! Alright! Alright, this looks good to me. We're gonna go ahead and keep. Start by shocking in the shrine. Playing out the Supplier. Hits only lands. That's quite unfortunate. Opponent plays a Plains. But we draw the Rally, so that's good. Move to combat. No blocks. Let's mill some more. There we go. This time we hit 3 creatures. That's much better for us. Alright, Thalia's gonna slow down the Rally. Play out a Woe Strider. They do want to keep hitting our land drops. Alright. If they attack, we'll block with the Stitcher Supplier. Alright. Let's just sack one of these. Since the Supplier's ability goes on the stack first, yeah, that's good. Maybe we'll see a land. Yep, we don't need another one of those. Glad we scryed. Alright. Slow and steady, we're getting there. Let's play out another Woe Strider. One more land, and we can cast for X2. Got a good amount of creatures, so we should be dealing some good damage if we do that. Okay, there's Thalia's Lieutenant. So I'm gonna block like this. Getting rid of the Hopeful Initiate's fine by me, and I don't mind having extra cards in the graveyard. Alright, there's a Shambling Ghast. Actually gonna go ahead and Diabolic Intent here. Kill Thalia's Lieutenant. And funnily enough, I think we just want to take a land. Actually, we'll go for the Serrated Scorpion. We can play a little bit of a slower game. Our opponent's not pressuring too much damage. Scorpion's gonna be big coming back. Gonna deal a total of 4 damage. Okay. Only attacking with 1, no blocks. Playing the slow game. Okay. Let's play out the Scorpion. No attacks here. End the turn. And then next turn we'll be able to rally for 2, paying for the Thalia attacks. Rally for 2 is going to bring back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 creatures. We'll be dealing 2 for each that dies. This should definitely be lethal next turn. We might have even had it this turn. I think the hardest part about this deck is paying attention to your graveyard and how much damage you can deal. So with the 2 Corpse Knights, we're going to be dealing almost 20 damage on ETBs alone. So, let's just go ahead and block. No need to take this damage. Pick our top deck. And it's another Woe Strider. I'm okay with that. Yep. This looks good. Ideally, we have our opponent tap out. Since Rally is an instant, I will wait for our opponent's turn to cast it. Hopefully our opponent will tap down its mana. If they have some sort of hand disruption that they go ahead and try and play, we can respond with Rally as well. So we'll just pass the turn here. Okay. Opponent swings out. 6. That's 8. I don't mind taking 8 damage. Alright. Let's go ahead and rally. Couple of triggers here. And we've got it. Alright, good game. Okay, on the play, this looks like a great starting hand. We've got good plays on curve. We've got Diabolic Intent as well to go ahead and find our rally. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright. Opponent could be on the Convoke deck. Yep, looks like our opponent is playing a Convoke deck. We're drawing plenty of lands. Let's go ahead and play out our Butler here. Alright, looking good so far. No need to attack. I'd like to see some more creatures. We can also channel Takenuma to get some mill. Okay. Yep, opponent convokes. That's fine by me. Alright, let's go Zulaport Cutthroat. Ping our opponent for 1. We're gonna sacrifice the Undead Butler here. Decline to exile it. And grab our Rally. Okay. Convokes again. This is fine. Now we just need to find our Woe Strider. It's gonna enable the death triggers on Zulaport. Remember that we do exile all of our rally creatures at the beginning of our next upkeep. It's very important to note. Okay. Yep. We're gonna be looking at a good deal of damage next turn. I'm gonna take the 4 now, so I can block the 5 later. Alright. Here's Takenuma. Okay. We're gonna choose the Undead Butler, play out our land. Undead Butler's gonna let us mill a little bit more. We're getting very close. But after this turn, our opponent actually has so many creatures that they can attack with that we might be able to get all of our death triggers on blocks. One more land next turn would be nice, because we could play out the Butler and hold up Rally for blockers. And just because we're looking at the Rally for blockers angle, I'm okay sacrificing all of our creatures to block this turn. Yeah. That's gonna be pretty bad for us. Let's go ahead, block here, block there, block here. They do have another one in hand as well. But we do draw another land. Okay, let's play the Butler. And we've got Rally for 2. 5. Opponent's gonna be able to swing for 8. I don't know why they mutated here. Okay. Yeah. That's 5, 8. Not 9. So if we block everything else, we should be good. Let's see if we can do it. Rally for 2. And we've got it! Alright, opponent going first, and we have a really good starting hand. We're gonna go ahead and keep. We've got the we've got a redundant ancestors as well. Opponent starts with a green land. Okay, you get a citrus supplier in the graveyard. Exploit on Fellstinger is gonna let us draw some extra cards as well. Okay. Founding. Interesting. Consider. Interesting. Okay, so they're playing a Reclamation deck. Let's go ahead and play out the Corpse Knight. Will they pick us? Nope, they'll pick them. Alright, so they're looking to ramp into big threats. This makes sense. We're just gonna try and deal as much damage early as we can. Sure, there's Jace.
Emotions are distractions. Focus on the facts.
See if he pluses to shrink the Corpse Knight. He does.
Heal.
Alright. Well. Move to combat. We really only care about our opponent's life total here. So, let's go ahead and Fellstinger here. Gonna exploit. Draw 2 cards. Alright, let's take a look at what we're looking at. So 3 creatures. It's gonna be 6 damage with the other Corpse Knight in play. Opponent's gonna consider again. This is fine. Likely gonna plus on the Jace for the Fellstinger. Alright. Founding. See what he grabs? Probably the Reclaimer. Maybe another Founding. This definitely seems like a fun deck. Yep, grabs the Reclaimer. Pluses the Fellstinger with the Jace. Yep.
Oh, beyond your comprehension.
Alright, well. This is gonna be absolutely insane. So what are we looking at here? We cast Rally for 3. This is gonna be 9 damage. 11 plus with the Fellstinger exploit draw. If we get a land, we should be winning next turn. The good news is our opponent will have to tap out if they're looking to play Splendid Reclamation. So I think we've got it. We just need one more land to make that work. That's of course assuming we can't attack as well. After attacks, we're going to have our opponent super low. Should definitely close out the game. Let's see. Let's see what they got. I think they're thinking about it. I think they're going to minus on Jason Splendid. Because I can only deal 9. I guess they're wondering whether or not I have a way of dealing an extra 3 damage.
We can improve upon your
ideas. So far, so good. Yep. Still looks good. Alright. Opponent has 1 green mana. And we do draw the land. Alright. Well, first things first. Swing out. Opponent's at 6. Rally on 3. And we've got it. Alright. On the play, 2 Diabolic Intents and Rally the Ancestors. We're going to go ahead and keep this just because of the Shambling Ghast we've got here. With our Diabolic Intents, we're going to be able to find some of the cards we're looking for, particularly Woe Strider. Start with Shambling Ghast, turn 1. See what we're playing up against. Thoughtseize. Well, we're fine if they take Rally. They take Intent instead, and we draw the Woe Strider. So let's go into combat. Deal our damage. We're gonna make a treasure token. Then I'm actually gonna look to go ahead and get, I think, the redundant Rally. This is gonna protect us from more discard that our opponent has. Woe Strider. Not gonna crack the treasure. Okay. Just a Fable. Well, this is looking really good. Here we go. Corpse Knight, Stitchers. With Zulapart. And 2 Shambling Ghasts. Alright. So we're looking at 6 damage. Then 13 damage next turn. Stitcher Supplier is a good top deck. Blood Tithe Harvester. My turn. Alright. We don't have enough yet, so I am going to just play out the Supplier. We now have enough off Rally. No tax, end the turn. Rally for 2 should be enough for us now. But we do need Rally for 3, because of the Blood Tithe Sacrifice. Let's go ahead and get rid of one of our Stitchers. Scry until we get the land. Okay. We'll leave this on top, because we're gonna sacrifice our next Stitcher Supplier. And leave the land on top. Perfect. He can go into the graveyard. He'll be coming back next turn. Yep. We've got 2 rallies in hand. Alright. We'll just... Actually, no need to block here. We'll take the 7. It'll just give us 1 more damage. Gets rid of our treasure. That's really unfortunate.
Oh, trust me, you will.
Now, we're not going to be able to get there anymore. We've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 damage. That won't be enough. If our opponent does swing, though, we should have it. So we're going to wait. I think we'll wait and go for it. Pass the turn. If our opponent swings out, we'll get 3 death triggers. One of them on a serrated scorpion for extra damage. right? That's fine by me. But we do need to block to get the win. Okay, exile the top card. Let's see what they get. Takenuma, that's a Tali. Yep, copy. This bodes well. I think they are going to attack. Alright. For 2. Whole bunch of triggers. Ancestors are coming to help us out. Yep. And unfortunately for them, they made some pretty bad choices with attackers. Should have paid attention to our board state. And we've got it! Alright, I hope you guys all enjoyed seeing this deck. This deck is really fun to play, especially because you've got that early game aggro plan, and you can play aggressively with your creatures. You could sacrifice your creatures, you can trade your creatures in combat, getting maximum utility out of them and not really caring about what your opponent does to the board, and then coming in for that combo win at the end with Rally the Ancestors. Plus, Rally the Ancestors being instant speed can let you get those death triggers off blockers in combat. It also, like we saw earlier in the video, let us win into a mill deck, having no cards in our library pre-draw, which is absolutely insane value. A couple of the weaknesses that we look at, opponents that have a lot of life gain can sometimes get above that drain that we have. Similarly, exile removal is pretty bad for us. If our opponent's able to exile all of our important combo pieces in the graveyard or on the battlefield, we're not going to be able to get those back, and that's going to result in less damage over the course of the game. Of course, graveyard hate is also bad for that endgame combo win, but we can just smack our opponents down with creatures as well. We do have that aggro plan, which is really good for us. If you guys have any ideas for another video you'd like to see me make, why don't you go ahead and leave that as a comment down below. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you all next time.